Hello, Tim from Fair Play Now on the 8th of February 2024. Well, it's a big day today, isn't it? What do you make of all of this Tucker Carlson and Putin thing? Apparently, he's going to be interviewing him at 6 p.m. American time, Eastern time. So that's going to be about 11 o'clock our time, so probably won't see it until tomorrow. But yeah, it's the thing everybody's talking about. Tucker Carlson is going to be interviewing Putin to basically see what he's all about and to show the world what he really is about. And of course, the powers that shouldn't be don't like it whatsoever. They just want to put out their propaganda to make everybody think that Putin is pure evil, and they fear this interview because it may well show him in another light, and also he may well be giving out a few home truths, Putin this is, in the interview, that again the powers that shouldn't be won't like at all. So when it becomes available, I'll be watching it. Again, the powers that shouldn't be probably don't want any of us to watch it, and they may well ban it from this platform, but I shall seek it out, watch it and share it. You know, I think these things need to be shared. So what do you think of the interview? I'm going to be watching it just out of interest, but whether it's a big psy-op or whether it's the real deal, who knows these days? I don't, and no doubt many people will be giving their opinions in the comment section below. So just going to mention that briefly, not going to dwell on it too long. The main thing I want to talk about is, and I've asked this question quite a lot in the past, although not really recently, but why is it that the likes of me and probably the likes of you, if you're watching this, why is it that we saw through the nonsense from day one, or pretty much from day one, and so many people out there weren't able to do that, and so many people still aren't, even to this day, to be honest with you, to see through the nonsense and to call it out for what it really was. And I don't know, I've been told many things, had many opinions on this, but one new angle that I've seen recently, this isn't my insight, it's from someone else, more about them in a minute, but what this person was saying is that there's basically two types of people in the world. One is what they call the sensing type of person, and the other is what they call the intuitive type of person. So the sensing type of person is the type of person who, unless they see or learn stuff coming in through their five senses, the traditional five senses. I know there's a lot of evidence to suggest there's a lot more than five senses, but bear with me, let's just go with the original five senses. And yeah, unless they see it, they hear it, they smell, taste or touch it, they won't believe it. And all of this intuition stuff to them is woo-woo, it's conspiracy theory, it's out there kind of stuff, and yeah, they just won't believe it. And of course, first of all, newspapers, magazines, and especially TV, which has been developed, probably deliberately developed to sort of take advantage of this, to take advantage of the fact that there's so many people out there who just won't believe stuff unless they see it with their five senses, or sense it with their five senses, should I say. And yeah, TV exploits these people, and basically the whole thing translates to them, unless it's on TV, it's not believable, or unless it's in the newspapers and magazines, it's not kind of real or credible or believable. And then there's the intuitive type of person who, obviously, we've got our five senses which we rely on a lot, but we can also see past them, we can see further, and we don't necessarily have to see things in black and white to know things are or aren't true. And I think this person has nailed it. They also then went on to say that the proportion of intuitive types in various countries, we're not too bad. We're just shy of 40% apparently, which compares favourably to places like Italy and France, where it's only about 23% of people are intuitive, and sort of best part of 80% are sensing types. Just totally believe the media, so we're not too badly off. But apparently places like Poland and Russia, they're up to just under 50%, about 45, 46%. So it's all really fascinating stuff. And I certainly identify with being an intuitive type of person. And that may well explain why I've been able to see through all of this nonsense. And what about you? Is that what you put it down to? Do you think you're an intuitive type of person? You don't just trust your five senses, you're prepared to go beyond those and just, explore other things, whatever you want to call it, intuition, gut feeling, or whatever. Let me know in the comment section below what you think. Now, I got this information from a couple of interviews I've seen with a lady called Gloria Moss. Very interesting lady. She runs something called the Truth University, which I'll leave in the a link to that in the description box below, actually, so you can check her out. And I was supposed to be filming her at the talk at Tisbury a couple of weeks ago, which sadly I missed because I had that lurgy bug, whatever it was, and I just felt absolutely dreadful. No way could I sort of drive 100, 150 miles each way to film that, and sitting there in a sort of a room, sneezing and coughing and spluttering away. It wouldn't have been good, but I've been fortunate enough to arrange an interview with Gloria, which will be happening in the next few days. So once that is done, I'll obviously be putting it either on here or my Rumble channel, so that will be available. So very, very interesting lady. Very pleased to be able to tell you that I'll be talking to her very soon. And what a great insight she had about this intuitive versus sensing sort of type of people. And I think that does really explain why, what happened over the last 4 years is just complete and utter nonsense, and obvious nonsense to us, and yet it wasn't for so many people. It's as good an explanation as any that I've seen so far. So anyway, that interview will be coming your way, all being well, in the next few days. And last night, I've had a bit of a rest from interviews and filming and all of my normal stuff. Even being a bit light, to be honest with you, on these daily talks as well, because for various reasons I've either been busy with work or not feeling very well or not feeling very energetic, but I'm starting to get back into it now. And last night I interviewed another guy, should I say, Graham Atkinson, who had some very interesting things to say. He was working in a doctor's surgery during the height of the nonsense, and he has got some very interesting things to share about that. So I've actually done that interview and just in the process of getting it sorted out and getting it uploaded. I'll probably have to do it mainly on Rumble and shorten it down, cut a few bits out for this platform. So be on the lookout for that as well. Hopefully I'll get that up sometime tomorrow, certainly on Rumble sometime tomorrow, but I'll let you know when that is ready to go. And some very interesting things. And I'm going to be watching that interview as well, that big interview. That's going to be earth-shattering, isn't it? I think and it's very telling. You've already got all the Karens screaming, what a traitor Tucker Carlson is. Some people wanting to not even let him back into the United States when he's sort of finished in Russia, all of this kind of thing. Honestly, guys, if you sort of like that, you think along those lines, what is it you're trying to hide? What is it you want to hide? Tucker Carlson is a journalist, and journalists are supposed to go and look at both sides of the argument. So he's only doing what a journalist should do, what every journalist should do, quite honestly. But most people who call themselves journalists, let's face it, they're bought and paid for by governments, by other big companies, and big farm companies as well, if you know what I mean. So they're all bought and paid for, and they're just propaganda agents really, rather than journalists. So it's only people who can be independent who can sort of report on these sort of things properly, I think. Whether Tucker Carlson actually is independent, there's other plenty of people who think he's some kind of controlled opposition. That remains to be seen, I suppose. But the upshot of it is, I'll be watching this interview when it comes my way, and if I can possibly share it, I will be doing that as well, just to sort of get right up the noses of the powers that shouldn't be, which is always a delightful thing to do. So watch out for that. Anyway, gonna leave it, and I'll be back soon. Tim from Fair Play Now, thanks for watching.